Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Smith here. So this is a review of a lesson. I think you might have the paper in your book. It's page 303. So if you have your book, go ahead and pause this video. We're at page 303 and then resume. But if you don't have it, don't worry. Just follow along with me. And then once we start Unit 6, you'll have all the pages, okay? All right, so this is from Unit 5, Lesson 10. So at this point, we're working on writing fancy equations. So, and then we're using that to solve the problem. So, number 1, Carrie sold 7 toys for 50 cents each, and 1 toy for 75 cents. How much money in cents did Carrie make? So there's 7 toys for 50 cents and 1 toy for 75. So the way that you write that in math is 7 times 50. And then we're going to do that separately, so we put it in parentheses, and then to that we're going to add the 1 toy that was 75 cents. Now cents do have decimals when you're using it in dollar form, but it says in the question to use cents, so we're just going to stick with it as is. So there's our equation. It is parentheses 7 times 50, close parentheses, plus 75, and now we're going to work on finding the answer. So first let's take a look at this 7 times 50, and you might think, oh my gosh, what a beast, 7 times 50. So 7 times 50, oh no, that's okay. When you look at 50, you'll remember that you could see that 50 as a 5 times 10, because mathematically it's the same thing as that. And then you can bring down this 7 times that. And because all of these are multiplication, the order that you do them in doesn't really matter. So then you can do your 7 times 5, which is 35, and then you can multiply that by 10, and then you get 350. And are we done yet? No, we're not, because now we've just done this part, and the answer to that portion was 350. But we still need to add this 75. So now we're going to take our 350 plus that 75. 0 plus 5 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. Put the 2 in the tens place, and then the 1 up there, and 425. So the answer then is 425 cents. Okay, and I'm getting used to my new stylus, so forgive me if it looks a little messy. Okay. If you have the paper and this is making sense to you, you can go ahead and pause this video, work on number 2, and then when you're done with number 2, play the video and see if you got the same answer as me. If you did get the same answer as me, you could do the same thing for number 3. But if you didn't and you're not sure why, stick with me for a couple more questions, and then maybe you could try again. Okay, number 2. Darren earns $8 each week doing his chores. He's saving his money to buy a game that costs $49 and a cap that costs $15. How many weeks will Darren need to save his money? So, he's trying to buy 2 things, and that's going to cost a certain amount of money, and then he makes the same amount of money each week, so we're trying to figure out how many weeks. So our label is going to be weeks. So how many weeks? Now to do that, we're going to have to figure out the total amount of money, and if you add the 2 values of the different things he wants to buy, that'll give us the total amount. So we'll have parentheses 49 plus 15, close parentheses. That's the whole amount of money he'll need to make. And if he makes the same amount each week, it'll be 8 times whatever the amount of weeks is equals that number, 49 plus 15. So the opposite of that is division. So then we can go ahead and have that number divided by 8, the amount of money he'll make in each week, and then we'll figure out the number of weeks. So I'm going to erase this right here to make some more room. Okay, so let's start with what's in our parentheses. Let's do that first. We have 49 plus 15. 9 plus 5 is 14. Put the 10 in the tens place. Then we have 1 10 plus 4 tens, that's 5 tens, plus 1 more, so 6 tens. So we know the answer to this portion right here is 64, and we're going to bring down the rest of it, divided by 8. Now, if you've been practicing your math facts, your math fact brain is probably tingling because you probably remember that 8 times what? 64. Well, maybe if you think, okay, what's 8 times 5? That's 40, right? So it's a little bit bigger than that. 8 times 6, 48. 8 times 7, 56. 8 times 8, 64. It's going to take him 8 weeks. Right. So hopefully you got that. Number 3, here we go. A dog trainer is working with 7 dogs. He rewards each dog with the same number of treats. I'm getting the sense that there's going to be some either multiplication or division with that going on, okay? He started with 35 treats. 35 treats. And he has 7 left. How many treats did he give each dog? Okay. So we're trying to figure out how many treats, so the label is going to be treats. Oops, yeah, okay. Looks like it's spelled wrong, but it's not. Okay, how many treats? He has 7 dogs, and he has a total number of treats to begin with. We can remember that if you have a total of 35, and you gave some away and you have 7 left, that means that this number is going to be 35 take away 7. So that'll tell us how many treats he gave out. So let's write that over here. 35 take away 7